we have to remember who we are.
Hello, I'm Alfonso Severos from Second Saturday. Right now, you are watching Health and Wellness with Rose Ann Green.
Welcome to Health and Wellness. I'm your host, Rose Ann Green. As the weather changes the corner, many of us will be left with lifeless hair, dry skin, and brittle nails brought on by cold weather, central heating, and lack of exercise. Instead of resorting to cutting inches off your hair or trying to drink your way through liters of mineral water every day, there are some simple changes you can make to your diet to improve your appearance. Nutritionists say eating certain foods that contain the right vitamins and minerals means you are also feeding your skin, hair, and nails. Missing out on just a few nutrients every day can have a dramatic impact on your appearance. With me today to talk about some healthy ways or some nutritious things that we can do to help our nail, hair, and skin. Yes, welcome, Dr. Robert Gucciardo.
Good to be here again.
Yes,
Rose.
so let's talk about first of all how important is nutrition to our nail, hair, and skin.
It is paramount.
Okay.
In the office we have people coming in all the time. I want better skin. My hair is falling out. My nails are horrible. And one of the things that we look at mostly is the skin, because the skin is one of the largest detoxification organs in our body.
Yeah.
Your hair and nails are usually secondary from something else, but
Right.
when your skin is affected, there's something going on that really needs to be addressed.
Exactly.
Yeah. With healthy skin, hair, and nails, there's three things we need to look at. Number one is proper nutrition, so it's what we put in our body. The next thing is proper digestion, how our body uses that food that we put in there. And then the third thing is what we actually put on our skin.
Oh.
Right? Those are three things that are most important when we look at healthy skin, hair, and nails. Right?
Okay.
It kind of relates to this way if you boil it down. Okay, what's going on internally and what's happening externally has to be in right balance for those things to work right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a lot of times it's just like you said, there's something missing. There's certain nutrients, vitamins, minerals that are just not there.
Exactly.
And we need to replenish those
Right.
and really get things going. One of the biggest reasons for that today is because we're not eating real foods.
Wow.
We're eating too many processed foods. I like to say it this way, if there's more than 3 or 4 ingredients in it, you shouldn't be eating it. Yeah.
I need you guys to hear that.
The other thing is, if you're going to put something on your skin, hair, and nails, you better be able to put it in your body and eat it.
Say what now?
Yes. If you're
Okay.
going to put something on your skin, on your hair, or on your nails, it better be able to go into your body, eating-wise.
Wow.
Because it's going to be assimilated into the skin and absorbed into the body as if it was food as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So we need to watch
I think
that.
a lot of persons don't think about that.
No, we
myself.
don't.
We don't think about that. We're like, okay, this looks pretty on the skin. This glows on the skin, but never think about, can we put it in? They're not thinking that will be absorbed into the skin. That's interesting.
Correct.
Wow. Wow.
So that's another issue, right? So the first thing is you have to look at what we put in the body.
Exactly.
Right? So what do we put in the body? What's real food? What does it look like? Well, you ever go in the supermarket and you look at it, you got this whole perimeter, right? It's usually colder on the outside. Why? What's usually on the outside of the supermarket? You got your produce.
Oh, yeah.
So you got your vegetables, your fruits.
Yeah.
You have your meats, your fish, and then you have your dairy section, right?
Right.
Everything inside doesn't need to be cold. Why? Because it's all packaged.
Preserved. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Doesn't need it.
Yeah.
So if you really want to help your skin, the first step is shop the perimeters.
Right.
Don't stay in the center.
Exactly.
Now the problem with today's supermarkets is now they have those bakeries on the perimeter with all the bread and all that.
Exactly. So
you want to stay away from that too. Bypass that. Go past that. And don't get caught in the maze in the center.
Exactly.
But that's the important thing. We need to look at nutrition. So we have to ask ourselves, is what we're eating really food?
Exactly.
I'll give you an example. Like if you look at the breads and the bakeries and the things in packages, what it is it was a food product that was taken, stripped of all its nutrients, and then they put nutrients back into it, and then they preserve it so it can sit on a shelf.
Wow.
So now it's no longer food.
Right.
It's a product.
Right.
Food is just what it is.
Right.
It comes from the ground. It comes from a tree. You see your produce. You see that. You know, your meat, your fish,
Right.
your turkey, all those things. Those are things that are really food.
Exactly.
So got to get back to that
Right.
and keep, because what happens is there's also a lot of chemicals in those foods as well. So we want to balance, make sure we're eating real
Exactly.
foods. Our body can't process fake foods.
Wow. And it takes a longer time to process those fake food because it's fighting all those toxins that come. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Just thinking about
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So when we think about nutrition, what are some things we can do then, right? So, you know, for one thing is you want to look to stay away from like vegetable oils, canola oil, peanut, not so much peanut oil, corn oil, any of the vegetable oils. Yeah, yeah. They're not very healthy for the body.
Right,
You know, we've been brought into a society where everything is low fat, no fat, no cholesterol, low cholesterol.
Exactly.
And the thing is, if we really look at you know, food for healing for the skin, hair, and nails,
Correct.
we need vitamins A, D, E, and K.
Oh.
Those are the fat-soluble vitamins.
Right.
So those fat-soluble vitamins actually need fat to convert them
Right.
and to help us utilize them. So you want good sources of fat.
Right.
So what are good sources of fat? Coconut oil,
Right.
palm oil, butter, real butter,
Right.
not these, you know, make-believe butters. Real butter, real milk,
Right.
unprocessed, unheated, real cheeses and dairy and things
Right.
like that. Grass-fed meats,
Right.
fish, liver. People don't eat liver anymore,
Oh.
right? But you got everything.
Another person have a problem, but it's good for you.
It is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. You know, and you always hear, like, I'll ask people when I consult with them, how many of you have taken cod liver oil when you
Yeah.
were little? And even all my older patients, they raise their hands because they were given that as kids.
Exactly.
Why? Because it has the A, D, E, and K.
Yeah.
It allows you to absorb those and use them. Your skin needs fat-soluble vitamins.
Right.
So if you're not getting enough fat, you're not going to have healthy skin. Yeah. So nutritionally, we need to start looking at nourishment, not calories. What are we eating? What are the minerals we're getting, the vitamins we're getting, the fats we're getting, the
Exactly.
protein
Yeah.
to allow skin to repair and heal?
Yeah.
Remember, it's a detoxification organ.
Exactly.
So if we put junk in, it's going to
Yeah.
get all junked up and it's going to look junky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And persons blaming it on the weather. Oh, it's too cold. My skin is ashy and dry. But it's not always the case, though.
Well, let's look at it this way. We said before, I said there's always a balance between the internal and the external.
Exactly.
So when your environment changes, your body has different needs,
Exactly.
right? Different needs at that
Right,
time. So we
right.
have to make sure that we're getting it what it needs.
Exactly.
Yes, the air becomes drier, you know, you lose more moisture from there. So how do we put stuff back in there, right? It's how we eat.
Right.
Now, there are some things we can actually put on the body, and we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
But there's 3 things we need to look at when we're dealing with skin problems, okay? 3 things that I see in my office most commonly. It's either a digestion problem, okay, a hormonal issue, okay, or like we said before, like a nutritional issue
Right.
that we've already covered. So digestion, that's where we absorb all these nutrients, right? So, you know, a lot of people will have low acid in their stomach, or they'll have a gallbladder problem, or some pancreas issue, something low-lining that they might not know that's
Oh,
affecting
okay.
how they absorb all these nutrients and get them. So we need to fix that, because if the digestion's not right, your skin can't get what it needs to be fed.
Exactly.
You know, I see a lot of women that come in and they explain to me that they feel like they're 6 months pregnant, and they're not. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
right? But also what I notice as I talk with them is there's also some underlying hormone issues and digestive issues as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And you can actually tell sometimes when it's hormonal, because you'll see the acne more like just at the cheek line or below, or in the jawline,
Oh.
or around the lips.
Right.
That can tend to be more cyclical, like related to the menstrual cycle.
Oh.
And some women
okay.
will experience that about a week before,
Right.
during the menses, or at ovulation.
Okay.
So you can see when it might be a hormonal issue. But a digestive issue, I mean, we need to work on getting that digestion right so that we can absorb our nutrients better. So we got to get the nutrients,
Yeah.
and sometimes we're not.
Right.
We have to absorb the nutrients,
Right.
and sometimes we're not,
Right.
so we need to fix that.
Right.
Or sometimes it's just hormonal, and the body isn't working
Right.
right as well, and we need to
Right.
work on fixing that. Yeah.
I see something that you tend to help your patient with, like myself. There are certain things that you point out in terms of you're not digesting this properly. Why not substitute with something else? But it's still healthy. But you have to realize what your body can't digest properly,
Correct.
and then work around it and be healthy.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to really get back to eating basic foods.
Right.
And not, not eating processed foods or things
Right.
that have too many
Mhm.
added ingredients in them.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very important, because I find that a lot of persons, they'll eat every and anything,
Mm.
and then they're like, okay, I feel so sick. And then when you tell them minus certain things from their diet, then you hear them say, oh, okay. They feel much better,
Absolutely.
but after a couple of weeks, they go back to the same thing.
That happens.
So the habit changed a little bit, but how important it is to stick to your diet.
Very important. If you want to be healthy, not just skin, hair, and nails,
Mhm.
overall,
Right.
organs, all your systems working right,
Mhm.
you need to stick to it.
Right.
There's going to be times where you fall off,
Yeah.
but you have to be pretty disciplined about 80% of the
Right.
times.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
your body needs fuel.
Right.
It's, if you want a better skin,
Mhm.
you need the right parts to put in for the body
Exactly.
to create better
Exactly.
skin.
Yeah.
If you want better hair, you need the right nutrients in so
Mhm.
it can replace and regenerate healthier hair,
Right.
healthier nails, and things like
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, I mean, most everybody wants to know, what can I do? And it's mostly they're asking externally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a wall because I can start talking about things
Yeah.
and like, no, but what can I put on it?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about maybe what you
What-
can put in it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you about what to put on it, but they
Exactly.
seem more happy to know about what to put
Right.
on it.
Right. Exactly.
So now, there's nothing wrong with putting things on your skin and your hair and nails to
Mhm.
help it externally to regenerate and
Mhm.
heal, but ultimately it's got to become from the inside.
Right.
Beauty is from the inside.
Exactly. I always say that, but I always say that. The same way I talk about in terms of drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
That the same way you shower, it's important to
Yeah.
drink water, and be careful how, more water, it replenishes the body. So yeah.
Well, speaking about showers, you mentioned that. That's another thing. A lot of impurities in the water come
Mhm.
through on the shower, like chlorine, and that can dry the skin out. Or
Right.
when people are swimming, in the summer
Mhm.
months, that can, really dry the
Right.
skin out and affect the body. So there's ways that you can actually, help to eliminate that,
Right.
because it is a toxin
Right.
into higher amounts. And if you're taking hot showers,
Mhm.
the chlorine gas is even more toxic.
Oh,
on the
wow.
body. Yeah. So there's different filters you can do where you take off the shower head and you put a chlorine filter on that, and that's helpful to reduce some toxic exposure.
And I think a lot of persons, like myself, made the mistake of staying in the shower like
Yeah. An
for a
hour?
long, a long period of time.
Singing, thinking.
Is that safe though?
Not really.
Oh, wow.
Not really.
Wow.
You want to limit that, especially with the impurities that might be in
Right.
the water, depending on where you are.
Right.
Sometimes there's more, especially in the city. We always have more chlorine in there because there's more
Yeah.
purification
Exactly.
going on to clean
Exactly.
or deodorize the water and
Right,
things like
right.
that. So we have to be careful.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, there are things you can put on your skin though to help, and there's oils that you can use.
Okay.
And again, like I said, it has to be something that you can actually put in your body
Right.
if you're going to put it on your body.
But a lot of persons concerned about the scent.
Yeah.
I think the major point where it is like, as I said, they put things that glow, shine, sweets, perfumed, lotion, and all of that stuff. But they can't eat those stuff though.
Well, my daughters and I made a body cream,
Right.
like a moisturizer,
Right.
and we used beef tallow, which is beef fat, and we melted it down.
Yeah.
And we cleaned it and filtered it,
Right.
and then we added essential oils in with it,
Oh.
and olive oil, and then it solidified.
Yeah.
And it was a little harder texture than I wanted,
Right.
but so you had a nice smell to
Right.
it. My wife didn't. She says, I could smell it because she knows it was beef fat. I could smell that, but it was nice,
Yeah.
and it gets right into the skin, and you
Okay.
feel it soften
Right.
it right up. So there are things you
wow.
can do,
Right.
and safe things you can use for that. I mean, you could just
Okay.
even use olive oil is one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just rub some olive oil, and it's
Yeah.
great for dry skin. You know, it'll nourish it and give it. Coconut oil is also
Right.
good for
Yes.
nourishing
Yes.
that.
Yes.
It's also good for skin that might have fungus. Like if people are prone to, like, you know, certain patches of fungus on their skin, coconut oil is good to help,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
help with
And
that.
also you can use it to cook. So
Yeah.
that's something that you can
Yeah.
eat and put it on your skin.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
which is very important, because a lot of persons are concerned with how the skin and the nail look, and especially the hair, especially for the women, excluding people who wear extensions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you find that a lot of women have a lot of flaky hair, and they're losing their hair, falling out, and they're not sure. A lot of persons blame it on stress.
Again, it's a representation of what's going on inside. Think about
Right.
hair. Hair grows from the inside and comes out.
Yeah.
Nails grow from the inside
That-
and come out.
yeah.
It's a representation of what's going on inside the body.
Right.
So that's why I say, like, nails and hair are usually a secondary effect. Like when we have women who come in, or even men with issues, you know, they'll start on a program and they'll
Right.
start eating differently and getting the right nutrients, and
Right.
all of a sudden they notice that it slows down.
Right.
You know, and they're not losing clumps of hair anymore, or they're noticing that the hair that's regrowing is stronger,
Right.
thicker,
Right.
and better. So it takes time. Those are secondary things. The skin
Okay.
is more, you know, it acts as an organ, so
Yeah,
it needs to be
yeah.
treated in a different
Right,
way.
right.
Yeah.
And you have to do more for the skin than anything else, because
Yeah.
as I said, it's the largest organ. So
Oh yeah. It's
take
the
care
largest.
of it.
Yep.
Yeah, so take care of it. So what are other stuff that we can do, especially for the skin?
Avocado oil is good. It's good for people who have eczema, psoriasis, or even just sensitive skin. It's pretty
Okay.
gentle on that.
Yeah.
Jojoba oil is good for eczema as well.
Okay.
Rosacea, some women suffer from, like, little patches,
Yeah.
like right over here. Again, that's an underlying condition
Problem,
that something
yeah.
else is going on,
Okay.
but it's good to help soothe that as well. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. For people who are suffering with acne, another good thing that they can do to make a toner to help the skin is using apple cider vinegar. You can use Bragg's apple cider vinegar. You use 1 part of that to 5 parts of water.
Yeah.
So if you use 1 tablespoon of that, you use 5 tablespoons of water. Now, Bragg's is very strong in scent. So when you put it on, you can put it in a little spray bottle and kind of spritz it on and let it
Right.
just go in there
Okay.
to use it as a toner.
Right.
For, you know, but it'll wear away after a while. But it's very good for the body to cleanse it. It
Okay.
helps, you know, to keep the pH balanced on the skin. It helps to tighten up the pores a little bit.
Wow.
So there's a lot of benefits you can have
Yeah.
with that. If you don't like that, you can actually add what's called a hydrosol solution, which is just a water solution
Okay.
that uses essential oils as well.
Okay.
And there's different essential oils that will help for certain things.
Right.
For example, you can use lime hydrosol, which is for oily skin, so it helps to reduce the oily, you know, nature.
Okay.
For acne, you can use lemon balm mixed in that,
Okay.
chamomile or calendula, and that'll also help.
Oh.
And then you can just spray it on, and it'll help.
Yeah.
You know, the skin
I
and
know that the
texture.
chamomile oil, when you use that, it kind of calms you down. It's like a cool sensation that.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I can.
so that one, I can say it's really good. Trying it, but also there are persons who use for cocoa butter lotion. A lot of people use cocoa butter lotion. Like it soothes and it all that. What would you say about that? Though? Is it?
I would tell you to do this. You can go to a website. It's called ewg.org.
Okay. Okay.
And you can look.
EWG.org?
Yep, and you
Okay.
can look up any hair, skin, nail products, any house cleaning products.
Okay.
They do a great job to show you what's actually in that. And you can take your product, whether
Right.
it's, you know, cocoa butter or shea butter or any of those,
Right.
and look it up to see how safe it is. And they grade it and they tell you why.
Wow.
It's amazing. So depending on what's in it, I would say,
Right.
sure, it's great,
Okay.
as long as it's something you
It's something
can eat.
something we can eat,
Right.
right? Oh wow. That's very interesting hearing that you need whatever you're putting on the skin. Because persons tend to forget they put on, especially makeup. A lot of women put on makeup and they put on and they don't see, like, what I tend to do is to look on the product and see what exactly is in the makeup.
Most of them are going to have chemicals in them, you know, as carriers or to keep them thick and things like that. So you have to be careful.
Right.
And there's a lot of companies that are starting to make different type products, you know,
Right.
lipsticks and face products
Right.
that are better,
Right.
right? It's good, better, best. right? If you're using something that's so horribly chemical,
Right.
you go down a notch. You
Exactly.
find something a little bit better.
Exactly.
And as you see fit, you make it better and better. Listen, the ultimate goal is to reduce as much toxicity on the body as we can,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And everybody's going to do it to their limit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, for in terms of the environment, the location where we're at, not so much what we eat or what we put on, but if you're living in an environment that is have a lot of toxic stuff happening around you, would it
Move.
affect? Move. I agree. Move.
Move.
I agree. Move, but that affects you as well.
It
affects
does.
the skill.
It does.
Oh,
Listen,
wow.
we live in New York City.
Mhm.
There's a lot of pollutants.
Mhm.
We're dealing with a lot of stuff in here,
Right.
you know, and so even more of a reason why we need to eat better,
Exactly.
because that's going to have an effect on our body,
Exactly.
because those toxins are competing
Mhm.
for the spaces where all these minerals and vitamins need to go into the cell.
Exactly.
So you're getting a lot of toxicity in
Yeah.
the cells themselves.
Right.
That's not good.
Okay.
So we need to be even that much more,
Yeah.
you know, disciplined in how we eat and how we live
Exactly.
our lives.
All right. Before we go, I want you to help us, also our viewers and myself, in terms of some of the stuff that we need to look for when we're seeing, like, in the skin, or how we feel, or when we see our nail looking a certain way.
Well-
to look for to get help or stuff to change our habit.
Nails, we can look at a couple of things. Now, again, anything that I say, I want you to understand, anything can cause anything in the body.
Mhm.
So I can say that, you know, brittle nails could be from a lack of vitamin A or calcium,
Right.
but it could be a completely different reason why it's happening. It could be because your kidneys aren't working right,
Right.
or something else isn't working right. So when I say these things, these are general rules of thumb,
Okay.
but you can't really hang your hat on them.
Okay.
They're
That's just one of the options to look at.
yeah, exactly,
okay.
exactly. So like I said,
Yeah.
brittle nails, yeah, you
Mhm.
can look at maybe vitamin A, calcium
Okay.
issues, maybe deficiency. If you have ridges in there,
Mhm.
you might be looking at even horizontal or vertical ridges. You're looking at maybe a vitamin B deficiency. Rounded nails,
Mhm.
that would be more of also B12, more specific, not just
Okay.
a general, but
Right.
B12. Fungus on the nails. Again, you got to look back to the digestion,
Mhm.
possibly like bad flora, something's not right. You might need, you know, good probiotics
Yeah.
to rebuild that back up.
Yeah.
Splitting of the nails,
Mhm.
again, digestion.
Right.
Might be not enough hydrochloric acid in the stomach to break
Right.
down your foods so that you can absorb the nutrients you need.
Exactly.
You know, white spots. A lot of people talk about zinc deficiency. It is one of them, but again, it could be other reasons as
Right.
well. Because I don't know if I'm zinc deficient, but at one point I had some white spots.
Right.
But then as the nails grew out, they were no
It
longer
went
there.
okay.
As I improved my diet and got
Right,
better. So
right.
it could have been
Right.
something else.
Yeah.
We don't know. So, but these are
Okay.
just, you know, rules of thumb.
Yeah.
Rules of thumb, right?
Okay.
So you'd asked me a question about 5 things that you would say is the
Mhm.
most important
Mhm.
to live a healthy lifestyle, right? Proper nerve function and communication, making
Okay.
sure your nerve system's working
Yeah.
right. That's important,
Okay.
because without the information to the tissues, they don't know what to do.
Right.
Second is good food, and we've been talking about
Mhm.
that. Third is clean water, which
Okay.
you also
Yeah.
talked about. Fourth is movement, getting exercise. Doesn't
Okay.
have to be a tough regimen, but just
Right.
moving,
Exactly.
because you'll feel good when you
Yeah.
move.
Okay.
And last is proper rest. Those are the 5 things you need to do, and you need to incorporate these things in to have healthy skin, hair, and nails,
Right.
to have a healthy lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow. I know I'm basking in all the information. I'm sure our viewers are basking in the information as well, because it's so important to learn how to take care of ourselves. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, how are we going to take care of persons around us? So it's very important.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Doc, again, for being on the program. And thank you for educating us on so many different things so that we can live a better health and have a more well-rounded lifestyle, that we can live longer.
Yeah, it's
and
always my
healthier.
pleasure. Yeah, it's
Thank
always
you
my
so
pleasure.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you so much to our viewers for joining us on Health and Wellness. On behalf of the entire production team, I want to wish you good health and wellness.
Hi, I'm T. Billy Martin from Women Are Talking TV, and right now you're watching Health and Wellness with Roseanne Green.
I wanted to highlight the awareness of our body's posture, right? A lot of times we do it to ourselves. We don't even realize it. We're a lot of times focused on our jobs, we're focused on life events. We're stressed out, so we forget about our bodies, and it's really easy to do that. Your body is so good at compensating that if you can't use one muscle, your brain says, "Oh, let's use another muscle," and you won't even realize it. Technology's been awesome, right? You're in the TV and film industry, and you know that editing. You sit a lot at meetings, so I have a chair here to demonstrate. But computer work, a lot of times, I say gravity always wins. So you can be in this perfect posture that we're taught to be sitting in, but over time, one, your mind takes over, and you're going to slump into this position. On your computer, you're doing this. If you're reading, if you're on your phone, okay, you're going to get into this position. So you can see how curled up I am. I'm pretty much in a fetal position. So if you do that for more than 30 minutes, something's going to give. Something's going to get tighter. Other things are going to get lazier. So it's going to be something that you have to be aware of, and two, stop it. Okay, so get out of that. So I tell people, put a timer on your desk or on your computer that goes off every 20 minutes. And then you might start off here. That buzzer goes off, ding, and then you have to check yourself, and you can sit up. You don't have to take your mind off of what you're doing. You just have that little reminder there, and you correct yourself. Okay.
How long do you need to sit like that though?
So I recommend 20 minutes. So this isn't bad by itself. Sometimes it actually feels good on the lower back to be in this position, or on your upper back. I tell people sit up straight for 20 minutes. Okay. Sit back. This isn't so bad either. They do research and it shows that there's actually less compression on your lower back when you get into this recumbent position. Okay. Sit up straight and use the backrest. Okay. So actually let yourself rest.
So you need to use chairs that have a backrest. You're saying?
Yes, I would say use it. Definitely. Yeah, use it. You can sit forward for 20 minutes here. You can sit up straight for 20 minutes. You can lean back on the chair rest, on the backrest, and you can slump down for 20 minutes. It's about the movement. Okay, so that's the upper body. Check your neck as well. This happens. Okay, and it has to do with your brain wants to function really well, and so you get in this position, you're focused on something. But your brain's on something else, so it's not going to think about your body all the time. So it eventually becomes a habit. Okay, as a therapist myself, I have to do work on the computer, paperwork, and I do it myself as much as I tell patients. But it's almost to the point where it's a habit where I catch myself. After 20 minutes, it's almost automatic. Like I check myself, and it comes right back. Then the other part is, exercise. The stronger you have the muscle strength as it builds up, and it can hold you there for longer. The person who works out and has a lot of strength can sit here, and after 10 minutes they slump. Right? That's okay. And 20 minutes they check themselves. The person who doesn't necessarily work out, have strength, starts here, and after 2 minutes they're here. So you're buying yourself some time. Okay, so that's the upper body. Right? You're standing around, walking around, and you're on your cell phone. Everything gets tighter. Okay, so this is a position that we're in a lot. Right? We communicate. It's so easy and it's convenient, and you forget about it. So I say every now and then, well, one, just correct yourself. Put the timer on your phone that goes off.
I do that all the time.
And do
Even person sitting in the train or like this.
Exactly. Okay.
And for like 40 minutes.
Yeah. So either watch your posture or put your phone away for a couple minutes.
Thank you so much to our viewers for staying tuned to Health and Wellness. On behalf of the entire production team, I want to wish you good health and wellness.